There we go. All right. So good morning, everyone. Today we're going to play, as I mentioned, we're going to play with core. Uh, so important. And we're going to keep working a little bit more on shoulders. So if you have a couple of blocks and either a blanket or you can even use a big towel for this, and take your blanket and roll it into, maybe thirds and place it on your mat so that you've got room above that for your head. We're going to do a little bit of core work with this. And then start by sitting well. Maybe turn the upper thigh flesh in a little bit, right? So when we do that, we spiral those legs, those thigh bones in. It helps to broaden through the sit bones and the sacrum. And then our pelvis has some room to move. So one of the reasons why we do that. And always move the flesh away from the knees, right? So give the knees some space. And always, as you know, if this just doesn't feel good at all, come into a different seated pose that makes sense for your body. And then take both shoulders just to the side body, right? There's a fine line between forward side body and squeezing them back. And I don't want to squeeze back. I just want a really nice broadness to the shoulders. Let your hands come down wherever they're comfortable. They can be in your lap, they can be on your knees or on your thighs. And then close your eyes. And let's come into a little bit of centering. I heard a quote the other day, and it has really been sticking with me. And if I think I can get it without looking at it, but the quote said that it says, your environment never defines you. It simply gives you an opportunity to define yourself. And that quote has been sticking with me since I heard it, which was 2 or 3 days ago. And it made me think of my childhood. Growing up, we had not the best childhood for many reasons. But I remember even as a small child, knowing that the environment that I was in was never going to define me. And I think of all of the gems and jewels and people who helped me find myself in that environment. And then it made me think of this whole past year of the pandemic and how that environment never defines us. It simply gives us the opportunity to define ourselves. And so during the course of that year, last year, and into this year, we are fine tuning who we are, right? How we feel, what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are, what is important to us. And so we are allowing ourselves to define ourselves over and over again. We are not stagnant beings. We don't want to be stagnant. We can open up to all of the possibilities of who we are or who we're meant to be. So, with that, I feel the breath draw in so nice and deep. Grateful for another day. Feeling the breath moving in and moving out. Good. One more breath here. And then if it's all right for your neck, go ahead and let the chin come down toward your chest and feel the stretch along the back side of your neck, maybe into the upper back a little bit. Try not to let the upper back collapse, right? Try not to round through the upper back. Keep it nice and straight. Relax your jaw, relax your whole face, and just let the head create the gravity to create the stretch. And then bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Relax your jaw. Especially when we do neck stretches, we can really tend to tighten up in our jaw, especially if it is habitual, right? It is for me. I tense my jaw as a first line of defense. So chin down toward chest, bring it over to the other side, left ear to left shoulder. Relax your jaw. It's all connected, everybody. Breathe. And then again, chin to chest. Take the chin up. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale your hands to your heart and pause for a moment. Bring the arms up or bring the hands up until your elbows touch. And then reach the arms up until you can't reach them anymore or until the elbows start to separate. So they're not going to go very far, obviously. And then reach them down, keep them going, separate the elbows, and press down until your palms want to come apart. So we're stretching out through the wrists here. Always be mindful, you know who you are. Good. Inhale up, let the arms come together, let the elbows come together, reach up. Exhale, press down, press down, press down. Try to keep those palms together. Good. One more time here. Reach up. Reach. And exhale, let the elbows separate. Press the palms away from each other. And then interlace your hands right here. Press the palms out. Inhale, reach up. Good. Draw the shoulder blades down. Turn over to your right. Big stretch for the right or the left side. Inhale, center. Go to the other side. Go to the left, stretching the right. Inhale, center. Tone the belly here. Go toward your right. Keep that belly squeeze as you reach those arms all the way around and take them up. Keep going, same direction. Elbows are soft. And it's like you are stirring a really big pot of something really yummy. Good. One more time. Reach up, reach up. Good. And go to the left. Stretch to the left and then stir that pot all the way around 3 more times. There you go. And open. Good. Breathe. Last one here. Stretch. Good. And then take those same interlaced hands behind your head as if you're sitting on a lounge chair, getting out into the sun, right? Stretch the elbows back, reach, 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 and then let the hands support the head as you look up and breathe. Exhale, take your elbows toward the floor. You don't have to come that far. And then inhale, reach up, lift your chest, lift your head. Exhale it all the way down. Good. One more. Reach up. And exhale, let go. Good. Take that torso up, reach those arms up, shake out your fingers, and then curl those wrists until your arms are all the way at your side body. Turn the palms up, shoulder blades draw down, the low ribs draw in, the belly draws in. Curl your fingers, curl your wrists, squeeze them in, stretch the backs of the arms. Really press in. See if you can touch your knuckles to your shoulders. And then very slowly, let the arms peel back out. Let the wrists be the last things. And then your fingers turn your palms down and let go. Whoo, yeah. Shake it out, everybody. And then let's take those legs straight. Oh, it's amazing. When I was younger, I could sit that way for hours. Not so much anymore. Good. Lift up really tall. Take your hands down to your sides, right? Dandasana pose, staff pose. And then imagine that you could press into your hands and lift your hips. So just a little, again, be easy. Press into your hands. See if you can just lighten the load of the hips to the floor. One more time. This is all about wrist strength. Lift up and release. Now, some of you maybe try going to soft fists, but keep the ribs straight and see if you can lift the hips. And then down, press into the knuckles. Don't do this if it hurts. And down, shake it out. And then from Dandasana, from that nice strong pose, bend just your left leg, lift it up, step it over, no hands. Lift up with your chest. Inhale, take it up. As you exhale, right arm goes around the left leg and the left hand goes behind. Once you've got the left hand behind, I want you to wiggle your left shoulder forward and back, right? So we're moving through that shoulder blade. We're feeling that protraction as the shoulder comes forward, and then that retraction as we squeeze it back in space. Just move it a little bit. Just feel that kind of opening through the shoulder. And notice if it feels a little stuck, right? And then pull the left shoulder back, maybe engage the twist a little bit more. Take the left hand the rest of the way around your back until the fingers come to your opposite side waist. Big deep breath. Release your back hand, take the arms up. Don't use your hands to move your legs. Lift your left leg, take it out, press it out. See if you can hold it just for a few breaths. I know we haven't done this one in a few classes. Breathe and lower it down. Good. Feel that Dandasana. Leave the arms up. Lift your right leg. Bring it into your chest. Step it over. Lift your chest. Lift your whole torso even more. Wrap your left arm around your knee. Take the right hand behind and start to feel the twist on this side. And once again, take your right shoulder and just roll it forward and roll it back. Good. Roll it forward and back. You're just checking it out, right? You're seeing where that shoulder blade wants to move. Starting to stretch through the back body, but also the front. Good. Last one. Pull the right shoulder back. Maybe find your twist a little bit more. Take the right hand behind your back. Reach for your opposite side waist. Keep the left long leg fired up. Find your breath, everyone. And release it. Take the arms up. Release your right foot, step it back across, press it out. See if you can hold it just for a few breaths. That's it. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. And then imagine someone's pulling up on your fingers. Pull up, pull up, pull up. They're really pulling up, or you're hanging from some monkey bars, right? Press up and then press back. Let your hands come down toward your knees. Inhale, press up. Exhale, press down. You're curling back. Good. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, curl down. And release it. Bend your knees, everyone. Maybe take the soles of the feet together. Just a little bit of Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose or cobbler's pose. Feel that nice little inner leg stretch. Good. Just breathe. Maybe stretch out the neck. Maybe little curls here. And the other way. And release. Bring those knees together. We're going to start with some core work. So have a block near you and your blanket roll. It's going to go across the shoulder blades or just below the shoulder blades. We did this a couple of classes before. We're going to visit this one again. So sorry. So keep your feet on the floor, lengthen the back of your neck, and then bring your head to the floor with your armpits above the blanket. So just shimmy in any way that you need to make that happen, to make it feel pretty comfortable. Your arms can be in cactus pose for a second. Your legs are bent, your feet are on the floor, and then just tuck in, really tuck through your pelvis and feel the low ribs press down. And then inhale, reach up, kind of like a little weird cat and cow here. Your head stays down, you're just moving through the pelvis and the low belly. Good, couple more, tuck in really deep. And then release it to an arch. Last one, tuck it in. and release it to an arch. And then find the middle space so you're not over arched and you're not flat. Hands come behind your head. Lift up your head, your neck, your hands support your head. Feel your ribs knit down into the belly. Reach the knees up and touch elbows to knees. Okay, so that's point one. Point two, just stretch out your right leg as you lean back over the blanket. Bring it in. So single leg. Left leg goes out, your body goes down. As you're ready, crunch in and open and breathe. Left side and breathe. Squeeze it in each time. That's it. Breathe. And left and in. Right leg and in. Left leg, squeeze it in. One more, both sides. Right leg, squeeze it up. And left leg, squeeze it up. Your feet to the floor, your head back down to the blanket or down to the floor. And breathe. Maybe you stretch your arms overhead and feel that. Oh. Good. Release. Round two. Hands under head. Same as before. You're supporting your head, you're supporting your neck. Fingers are softly interlaced. And as you crunch up, you knit those ribs down, right? We were talking about that last class. Knit those ribs down, bring the knees up to 90 degrees. Your choice here, squeeze both knees to elbows, either go single leg or go double leg, but shoot them out about 45 degrees or so, so they're pointing more to ceiling. Squeeze them in. As you bring the legs out, let the head come back to the floor. Crunch it in. Press it out. Yep, bring it in. And out. These are my new favorite crunches. And out. Good, we got 5 more. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. The more your legs are level with the floor, the harder this is. I don't go quite to level because it doesn't feel good on my back. So I'm keeping it pretty angled. 2 more. And in. Last one. Squeeze it out. And squeeze it in. Feet to the floor. Head back to the floor. Open up your chest, everybody. Reach the arms overhead if that feels okay. Take your feet wide on your mat. Let your knees roll to the right. Pause. Breathe. And center. Go to the other side. Your knees fall to the left. Opening up the body. And center. Good. Roll to one side just enough to get that blanket out from under you. And come back to your back. This time I want you to grab one of your blocks. Sorry, we're getting the hard stuff out of the way. We're getting core out of the way quickly before you change your mind. Take your block the long way and put one end of the block to your knee and the other end of the block to your elbows on one side. So I have the block on my left knee to my left elbow. If you've got it on the other side, don't worry about it. Just remember. And then your other hand goes behind your head. Here we go. You're bringing your right elbow or the one that's not holding the block. By the way, you want to squeeze that block between your elbow and your knee. Don't bring your knee way up to your chest so it feels easy. Keep that side of your abdominals engaged. All right. And then bring your knee, your other knee to your elbow and press it out. Squeeze it in. We're doing 10. And out. Squeeze it in. Keep some pressure on the block. This is 4 and 5 and 6. You got this, everybody. And 7. We're getting into hiking strength here. 8. Woo, and 9 and 10. And stretch that leg. Bend the knee. Release your head. Release your other leg. Just let that block left rest on your belly. And breathe. Good. Let's do the other side. Right knee, Right elbow, try to stay relatively 90 degrees so you don't bring that knee up too close. Keeps that belly engaged on that side. Left hand behind the head. When you're ready, elbow to knee and reach it out. Squeeze it in, reach it out. This is 3 and out. 4, you got it. And 5, hang in there. And 6, 7, and 8, come on. And 9, we're almost done. And 10, well done, everybody. Lower that leg, lower your head, release your block, just rest it on your belly. We only have one more set of core, so rally on, we can do this. All right, you're gonna take that block to your shins. Your knees are 90 degrees. Flex your feet, just hold that block on your shin. And don't let your legs droop down and don't bring your knees too close to your chest. Take those hands behind you and crunch up for 2, for 3, for 4, 5, 6, come on, 7, 8, 9, 10, listen up. Lift your head neck, try not to pull on your head. See if you can straighten the legs any amount. Squeeze the belly in, find your breath. Good, release and lift for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5, and release. My block was just gonna keep on sliding. And then take that block to the tops of your feet, both feet, and see if you can reach them up to the ceiling. Flex your foot. If your block falls or you can't get it there, don't worry about it. Just do the legs. Flex your feet and see if you can keep that block there. Hands under your sacrum. Good. When you're ready, lower the legs, any amount, and bring them up. Mine's not going to stay long. I didn't place it very well. Bring it down and up. If you don't need hands under sacrum, let that go. Breathe and up. Good. 2 more. Lower and up. Working core. Good. Lower and hold. Squeeze your belly in. Find that spot where you can sustain this without the block falling. Good, breathe, really flex your feet. Try to keep that block there. Squeeze the ribs in, squeeze the belly in. Breathe, take the arms overhead. Good, see if you can lift your upper body. Maybe the hands come behind to support your head, neck. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Release your block. Woo-hoo. Good. Turn your body over to one side. Press all the way up and breathe. Good. Take both blocks to the front of your mat. Come right to table pose, right to table pose. Take the knees a little bit wide and do some nice hip circles here. So I just want you to roll around, pressing back through the hips, taking them to the right, back and to the left and forward. Just stretch it out. That's all we're doing. That's it. One more. And switch directions. Go the other way. So we're really, we say this is a hip stretch or a hip circle, but we're weighting the upper arms, right? The upper shoulders. We're finding our poses. Good. Last circle here. Good. And come to table pose. Press your right leg back. Take your left hand to your left block. Lift your right leg. Take the left block out in front of you. My palm is my hand is to the top of the block. So I'm holding the block is closer to the floor. And just notice, right? Simple little block work. Bend your arm, press it back behind. Now the block is up high, the palm is face up. Breathe. Bring that same arm forward, palm is down, hold your block. Bring it back, palm is up. Yep, one more here. Reach it forward, palm is face down. Reach it back, palm is face up. Now with that block face up, I want you to pulse up. Yep, just pulse. If your right leg is getting tired, lower it down. If your right wrist is getting tired, come on out. Come on, we're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! Lower your block and lower your knees. Take a moment to shake out that wrist. So when we're looking at shoulders, right, one of the major muscles of the shoulder are the deltoid muscles, and there are 3 of them. There's a front deltoid, a middle deltoid, and a back deltoid. That back one, we don't use all that much. That's what we were just doing by pulsing back with the block. All right, so we're coming back to table pose. Press your left leg back. Squeeze your cute little belly in. Lift that leg when you're ready. Hold the block with your right hand. Palm is face down and reach it forward. Balancing table is something you do all the time. If your wrists are really hurting, you could probably do this on elbow, by the way. Breathe. And when you're ready, squeeze it back, palm face up. Bring it back, palm face down. Don't overhold the block. Good, reach it back, almost as if you could balance it on your palm. And forward, hold. Good, bring it back, hold this one. Think about that back deltoid, right? Roll that right shoulder away from the floor and then pulse up. You got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the block forward, set it down, release your pose, and come off that wrist and shake it out. There you go. I know, trust me, I know. All right, both blocks, if you can, I'd like for you to come up on your knees. Your toes can be flipped under just to support you, right? You don't have to, if on your knees really is a problem, you can come to standing, right? That would be just fine too. But I want you to use all of this. So imagine that you're standing, your glutes are strong, your hips are strong, your torso is nice and lifted. Hold both of your blocks. Good. Keep the legs active, even though we're kneeling. Take them out and bring them in. Simple stuff. Bring them out and in. When you bring them in, I want you to squeeze them in so that we're strengthening the chest. Squeeze them in. Open, squeeze. Good, almost there. And squeeze. One more. Open and squeeze. Now, palms to the blocks. I want you to squeeze both blocks. Really squeeze them. Take them down, but keep the squeeze. Lift up. Take them down, squeeze. And up. You got it. Woo. Keep the squeeze. And up. 2 more. Take it up, squeeze. We're going to get rid of any rounding of that upper back, my darlings. And down. Hold your blocks. Take them up at shoulder level. Open them up. Good. Tap them to the top and bring them down to the bottom. Take them to the top and down. We got 3 more. Take them to the top, down. This is 4 and down. Take them up. Good. This time when you take them down, touch those edges together and squeeze again. Breathe. Work in latissimus dorsi. Work in the back side body. Woo. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze. And let go. Good. And then kind of notice. So, you know how I'm always saying squeeze the beach ball, right? So, if you were to come to table pose and look at your hands and then fix the hands so that they are in your normal pose, the fingers are pretty evenly spread apart. And you can do this with me if you're not. And then bend your elbows and let them go out to the sides. This is part of some of Doug Keller's work that I really appreciate it. Feel the elbows go out to the side, and then imagine that you're going to scoop something between the elbows. You're going to hold on to some blankets or pillows or something between the elbows. And notice that when you do that, right, the inner elbows face each other, but more so they face the direction of your thumbs. Feel that squeeze, but then release and broaden through the shoulders. That's the second part of this. So notice that. Good. Now grab your blocks. For me, one is the short width, hoping you can see this, and one is the long width. So it looks like this on the floor. Depending on who you are, you might go too narrow or you might go too wide. I don't think anybody's going to go wide, but I want you to put one block beside the other. Lean down, put an elbow into each block. Squeeze those blocks together and lift up. Okay, so I've got both blocks squeezing between the arms. Now roll the shoulders down and back and feel that. Now put the hands where they might be for like a down dog. And notice that. Okay, that's that action that we're trying to communicate. If you can, keep squeezing your blocks, put your hands on the floor. You're still squeezing the doggone blocks. Hold on. If they fall out, don't worry about it, right? Come on back. Squeeze the blocks, flip your toes under, come to down dog. Squeezing the blocks, they're right between your elbows. Now, just open the elbows, release your blocks, and come back to that squeeze without the blocks. And notice, right? The elbows head toward each other, but the shoulders are nice and wide. How do we get there? Big deep breath. Lower your knees and release. Shake it out. We're going to do that one more time just so we can work on some muscle memory. Again, everybody's width might be different. If that felt like your hands were way too far apart, take the two blocks side by side, more narrow. Okay, find the spot that works for you. So once again, I'm going to bend the elbows to the floor. I'm going to squeeze those blocks together. I'm going to plant my hands and come up so that my hands are on the floor. It should feel roughly, might not be perfect, but it should feel roughly like your down dog width of your hands. And then step one leg back, step the other leg back, find plank. Here we are again. Here's where those arms are working, right? Arms working, shoulders working, elbows are squeezing together, upper shoulders nice and wide for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the knees, release your blocks, shake it out. And then set your blocks up to the front of your mat. Step forward with your right leg. Just get the rest of the leg stretched out before we keep going. You're in a nice low lunge, piece of cake. Hands come to your knee. Lift your chest. Inhale, both arms up. Pat yourselves on the back, palms face down, so palms are facing your back. And then lift up your chest optionally. Good, breathe. Keep the elbows toward your head. Release the upward bend, reach the arms up, my goodness. Exhale your hands to the blocks. Hold the hands to your blocks, lift your knee. Hold the high lunge if you can. You can go low lunge. No worries. You can go soft fist, but if you're soft fist, watch the blocks. And straighten your front leg. Whew. Just breathe. So my front leg relatively straight, My front hip, my right hip rolling back, but my right big toe planted on the floor, right? Or my big toe mound at least to keep that side of my foot engaged. That's it. Maybe you lower down a little bit, right? Maybe you feel your torso lengthening over the leg, not rounding, but lengthening. Stretch it out, everyone. Bend your front knee. Keep your left hand on your block. I just lowered that block so it's not quite so high. Take your right hand up your shin, up your shoulder, and up to the ceiling. And breathe. Just a little twist. Turn that top arm inside. Internal rotation. Reach for your opposite side waist. Open up the shoulder. Tone the belly. Good. Reach it up. Exhale that hand down to the floor. You're gonna just switch sides. If you want to go to down dog first, go ahead. If not, just lower the knees and switch the legs. If you've gone to down dog, I want you to pretend you're squeezing those two blocks between your arms, between those elbows. Look through your block, step forward with your left leg. Lower your right knee to the floor, release your toes. Inhale, reach the arms up. Turn the palms back and pat yourself on the back. Lift up your chest. And release, take the arms up. Exhale those hands down. Maybe take those blocks up a little bit higher and come to a high lunge. Remember that left hip rolling back, right? The left knee in alignment with the foot. When and if you're ready, straighten your front leg. Straighten is relative. It's a relative term. You straighten it to your level. If your hamstrings are super tight, there's going to be more bend in your knee. Plant your front foot's big toe mound. Maybe try scrunching the toes and notice how that feels. We didn't do that on the other side, but that's going to really wake up your front foot's arch. Good. Breathe, everyone. Maybe the torso lowers, maybe not. Breathe. Release as you bend your knee. Your right hand stays on the floor or on your block. Your left hand goes up your shin, up your shoulder, all the way to the ceiling. Just breathe. Good. Wrap that arm around. Take it to your opposite side waist. Lift the left shoulder away, but don't let the feet or the knees twist or turn. Keep those pointing straight forward best you can. Good. Release it. Take it up all the way back down to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog, and then lower your knees to the floor. Good. Take that block configuration again that worked for you. Maybe that 1.5 like we did. Press them into your elbows, squeeze your elbows, but keep them on the floor this time. Step back, right leg, left leg, elbow plank. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Lower your knees and stretch back. Little child's pose. Just catch your breath or let your teacher catch her breath. All right. Come on up, everybody. So from your table pose to downward facing dog, imagine those blocks between the elbows. Walk your hands back on purpose to your feet. Roll those shoulders away from your ears. Find your breath. Bend your knees and inhale arms all the way up. Exhale it. Roll your shoulders, shake out your hands. Grab your blocks. Good. So I love doing things with props that aren't normal. And so hence why we do so much with the blocks. So take your legs wide on your mat, bend your knees. Let's come into a nice wide leg squat and take the time here to make sure your feet are lined up with your knees, etc. You might be too wide here. If so, just shorten up the pose a little bit so that you can stay here for a while. So as we're working shoulders, we're working legs, right? So activate those inner arches. Maybe you lift your toes, maybe you scrunch your toes. Just try that. Get those feet really active. One block in each hand. Take them out to the sides. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down through center. Roll them out, reach up. Exhale through center. Good. Two more or three more. Inhale up. Exhale, press them down. Inhale, reach up. Just try to mirror them and press. So I'm really working those arms as I press down. Two more, reach up. Exhale, press. And last one, inhale. Exhale, press. Good. Take them out to the side. This is going to be tricky. I want you to put them on your palms and your palms face up. So what I did is I put my hands together. I kind of grabbed the edges so that I could get them out and then release your fingers from around it. If your legs are getting really tired, either shake them out or stand up for a moment, okay? All right, arms are out, simple pulses. Whoa. Easy, easy. Relax your jaw, relax your neck, pulse. That's it. Whew. Breathe. Watch the knees. I just realized my knees were just drifting in because they're getting tired. Woo. Come on. I know you feel this because I do too. That's it. Keep pulsing. Almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the arms in front. Roll your shoulders back. Feel the shoulder blades just ever so gently engage. Remember, shake out the legs if they're really going. That's enough of that. If you're feeling really strong, come on down, right? Here we go. You're going to pulse. Arms are straight. The elbows are not bent. Just simple pulses. Simple, but effective. My arms are already getting tired. That's it. Pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hang on, hang on, hang on if you can. You're going to lower one arm, raise the other, and switch. Woo. And switch. That's it. Come on. I'm your cheerleader today, and I say you can do this. You can do it. You got it in you. Breathe. Whew. Come on, we got 4 left. And this is 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Put those blocks together. Straighten your legs. Turn the toes a little more forward. Come on down, nice forward fold. You can use your blocks or not. Your hands can be on your blocks. Your elbows can be on your blocks. Just let it go and breathe. Upper body strength. It is a constant for us, especially, I hate to keep saying this, but especially as we, me included, especially as all of us get older, our upper body strength is very important. All right, so listen up. You've got your blocks on the floor. I want you to press your hands into your blocks and then press down and lower. Press up and lift. Press the hands to the floor and lower. Press your hands up on your blocks and lift. Press down and lower. Good. Press up. Press down. 2 more. Press up. Press down. What are your legs doing? Press up and press down. Heel toe your feet back to center so that they are hips width apart. Grab your blocks and come on up to standing. Roll it out. Maybe circle the arms even, right? You can take those blocks and circle overhead. Whew. That's it. Stretch it out. Good. So take the feet. I'm going to turn sideways mostly so you can see what in the world we're doing. You're going to take the feet 2 hips width apart. You have the blocks in each hand. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, I want you to take those hands, those blocks together as if you were taking your hands to your heart. And it kind of looks like this sideways, right? So press them in. You're coming to a chair pose. So start by getting into good chair, right? A good chair, your lower back isn't overarching, your tailbone is long, your knees aren't shooting past your toes, all that stuff. You're in your happy chair pose. And then hold on to your blocks, hold the short edges and bring them back behind you. When the arms are straight, you are contracting your triceps. I want you to keep the arms close together. Why are triceps important? Right? Cobra pose, upward facing dog, plank pose, chaturanga, all important. So we've got those triceps flexed. We've got the shoulders rolled back. Our belly is toned in. The ribs are knitted in. I want you to bend and straighten. Bend. Woo. Yes, I'm feeling my legs. Yes, I'm working the arms, right? So we're doing double duty here. Breathe. 4, press it out. 5, you can tell I haven't been to a gym for over a year. Some of that's coming into my yoga life. Reach. Yep, come on, 3 left. Press. 2, press and hold. Listen up. You're going to rest those blocks on your palms and lift up and lower. Just hold them enough to keep them there. And lift. Woo, and lift. And lift and release. And breathe. Bring your blocks back to the front of your mat. Shake it out, everybody. Roll out your wrists. Good. I want you to come balance-wise to a simple tree pose. Sorry, I've got to turn my clock where I can see it so I don't keep you all forever. Good. Simple tree pose. So find your balance. You can be near a wall. Shoulders are broad. You take that left leg to external rotation. You pull the right hip in, right leg in, right glute in, and then take the pose to your level. Remember, it can be toe to the floor, toe to your shin. Ideally, not your heel to your knee. That takes a lot of control. And breathe. Just find your breath. Find your center. Nothing else to do here. That's it. If you're okay, I want you to inhale your arms up and then out to the side. Your left arm, or the arm that is your bent knee side, internal rotation. Reach it behind you. Reach the shoulder with it, but keep them centered until your hand reaches the outside of your opposite side waist. Take your right hand and bring it to your left so you're in prayer pose and tree. Both shoulders nice and broad, the belly toned. Breathe. Oh. Woo. If you're falling, fall out of that pose. And when you're ready, release it and exhale. Shake it out. So when you're in a balance pose, by the way, if you're starting to fall and you can adjust, that's great core work, right? You're moving out of center and back in. If you can't hold it, just let it go and come on back in. Don't worry about, don't struggle too much, I guess is what I'm trying to say. All right, so other side, right? For me, externally rotating that right leg and then bringing it up to your level. Squeeze in the standing legs hip. Take your hands to your heart and just pause. Remember that you're squeezing foot to leg and leg to foot to create that balance between the two sides. If you want a little bit more, you're taking both arms up, taking both arms out to the side. Your right arm internally rotates and wraps around your back. Your left hand comes to meet it, prayer pose. Find your breath. Maybe smile. Harder to smile when we're concentrating so hard, but it can be done. Good. And release those hands. Exhale, release your pause. Shake it out. Roll it out, everybody. Come on back to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale all the way down. Bend the knees, step back, right leg. Pause here. Take your right hand block under your right hand. Make sure your pose is wide enough. Inhale your left arm forward and up to the ceiling. So we're back in that twist. Breathe. Notice. Take the top arm, reach it behind your back. Notice again, roll the left shoulder back, squeeze the heck out of your belly. 1, you're here. 2, you're gonna slowly release, takes a lot of core work. Release the right hand, take it to your left, and find this really strange lunge prayer pose. Breathe. That's it. Release your right hand back to your block. Release the left arm back up to the ceiling. Take the left arm forward and then inhale both arms up and breathe. Release your hands and step forward. Watch your block if it's in the way. And then take the block over to your left side. Inhale both arms up. Exhale both hands down. Step back left leg. So here we are again. We're in this nice big lunge. Make sure the legs are wide enough that you are stable, and then fire up the legs. Your left hand to your block. Your right arm floats up. Oh, sorry, let's not do it that way. Reach the right arm forward and then follow that arm up toward the ceiling. Good. And notice. Big squeeze, everybody. Big squeeze of your belly. Nice alignment. Internally rotate your top arm and reach it behind you. Find your opposite side waist. Really tone in through your core because it's hard to lift off that block. When and if you're ready, see if you can do it. See if you can take the hand to the other hand, prayer pose, shoulders open. You're in your twist. Breathe. And release the hand. Take the arm up. Reach that arm forward. Take it to the floor. Move your block out of the way. Step back, downward facing dog. You got it. And step forward, left leg. Step forward, right leg. You're in your forward fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down. Roll it back. Ooh, shake it out. And breathe. I seem to be saying that a lot today. And breathe. All right, here we go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it down. Bend your knees, step back, right leg. Here we are again. I want you to turn your back foot to the side position. Bring one of your blocks to the outside of your left foot. Just take your left hand to your left knee and push up to warrior two. We're not going to stay here for long. From here, I want you to take your left elbow to your left thigh and your right hand to your right hip. Draw the right or the left hip back. That front leg's hip rolls back so that you feel even on the inside. Breathe. 1, you're here. 2, that top arm goes up. 3, you lift enough off that bottom elbow to reach out the other way. A lot of core work here, so be mindful. Oh yeah, breathe, extended side angle, take both arms up. Good, listen up. You're either coming back to elbow, arm over ear, or you're gonna drop down to your block and reach. That's it. Turn that arm forward, let that hand come to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Squeeze those blocks between your elbows, those imaginary blocks. And when you're ready, step forward, right leg. Block goes to the outside of your right foot. Your back foot turns to the side. Right hand to right knee. Push up into a brief warrior pose. Find your breath. Good. Take your right arm to your right thigh. Take your left arm overhead. Here you are. Nothing else to do, everybody. Squeeze and engage the belly and the legs. That's where your pose is going to go. Now, either you're going to stay here or you're taking your elbow off your leg and reaching that arm out. So that core has to work like crazy to keep you in this position. Breathe. Take both arms up. Exhale as you take that arm either back to your thigh with your top arm over your ear, or you take your hand to your block and open up a little bit deeper, extended side angle. Good, squeeze the belly, find your breath, and roll forward, hands to the floor, set your block aside for a second, step back, down dog. We're almost there. We're almost there. In fact, come on down to your knees and maybe take a moment for child's pose or hero pose. And if your wrists are chatty, give them a good circle. Circle them out. Yep. What I know about upper body is if we are mindful and consistent, we're going to start to see results. We're going to start to get a little bit stronger and a little bit stronger as we keep going. If we ignore it, you know the saying, right? Use it or lose it. If we ignore the upper body because it's hard, we're going to really start to lose upper body strength, which is going to affect our spine, our vertebra, and just our general well-being. So let's stay strong, everybody. All right, last one here with the lungy things. So let's step forward, right leg, and come into a high lunge. Your left hand can be on your block if you want. You can do this low lunge as well. Okay, so if you would rather have your left knee down on the floor, go ahead and do that. That's awesome. But otherwise, take both hands to blocks in either case and come to a nice high lunge. Make sure you're wide enough, or low lunge. Take your hands to your knee, press up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, elbows and hands together. When you've gotten there, lower the arms until the hands come to prayer pose. Squeeze the heck out of your legs and belly. Twist to your right. Bring your elbow to the outside of your right knee. Left elbow to right knee. You're in a standing twist. As you press your knee into your elbow, right, you're resisting that elbow so that you're not dropping that knee into center. 1, you're here, or coming out. 2, you're going to open the arms. So 1 hand goes toward the floor or your block, right? And the other arm goes up to the ceiling. Breathe. This is deep. You can stay elbow. You can stay just hand to knee. Trust your body. Release your pose. Take your hands to your blocks. Step back to step forward. Your left leg is forward now. Front knee is bent. Here we are. Isometrically squeeze the legs toward each other. Take your hands to your left knee and reach up to a lunge. Your right knee can be on the floor. Inhale, reach the arms up. Take your hands together, take your elbows together, and breathe. And then lower them until the hands are down at your heart and the palms are staying together. Twist to your left and breathe. Your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Belly's toned. Find your breath. And then only if you want, open those arms so that your fingertips are on the block or the floor and your other arm is up to the ceiling. That's it. As you release, hands come back together. You come back to center. Step back, downward facing dog. And then lower your knees. And come on back to child's pose. Your hands can rest on your blocks. Good, come on up. So just kind of quickly, we're gonna play with some more chaturanga-ish work. And again, because so many yoga classes go from plank to chaturanga to cobra or up dog, we can drop down, press down through shoulders and never really get the essence of what it is that we should be doing. So I want you to take your 2 blocks. Hopefully you have 2 blocks. If you don't, maybe you can take your blanket and stack it in a way that it's a nice high stack for you, right? So that you can have something under your chest. And then remember what we were doing with the blocks, where the elbows were out, and then we squeeze the elbows in to hold those blocks in place. I want you to take the blocks underneath so that they'll be underneath your chest, and your kind of like your wrists are lined up with that far end of your blocks, and you'll find your way that your hands make the most sense. I want you to start in a low plank. So a lot of times I see low plank and I see butts up in the air. I want butts down. I want you to think of your back body as if you had a plank of wood from the back of your head to the back of your sacrum. So tone the belly in. You're looking at the front of your mat, and you're simply going to bend your elbows, keep them holding on to imaginary blocks, and bend and tap your blocks that are under your chest and press back up. Let's do 2 more there. Keep the elbows in, down, up, down, and up. If that was hard, I want you to stay right here and work on this all week long until this gets not so hard, okay? Second choice is to take one block off, but take the other block to second level so that it's not as high as the 2 blocks stacked, but it's higher than if it were flat, okay? Hands are in position. You lean over, you're still on your knees. Elbows toward each other, press into your hands really well, and tap your block for 3. 1 and 2 and 3. And lift up. Come on off your hands for a minute, shake them out. Now, if that was hard, but you could do it, stay there. We're going to do 3 more. If that was hard and you can't do 3 more, go back to 2 blocks stacked. If that was challenging, but you got more, you could do more. safely, right? Safely with alignment. It's not about you can do more, yay, right? It's about where you're at from a strength standpoint in your body. So if you think you can go lower, go lower. Hands and knees, behind down, belly tucks, elbows are squeezing those imaginary blocks the whole time. Here we go for 3. 1, I had to adjust my hands back a little bit. 2, and 3. Lift up, come on off, and just stretch out the shoulders. And release it, shake it out. Almost there. Go back to the stack of 2. This is how we get stronger, in my humble opinion, right? We never go from 0 to 100. We take it a step at a time. Just like when I hike, I take it a step at a time. When you swim, you take it a stroke at a time. Whatever it is that you love to do, we take it a step at a time. So you're back to the stack of 2. Your hands are in position. Either you're going to come back to your knees, trust your body and be honest about where you're at today, and you're going to go back to this. Otherwise, you're coming into plank off your knees, full plank. Squeeze the blocks between the elbows, what we did in the beginning. Tuck your belly, knit the ribs in, tap your blocks for 3. 1, 2, and 3. And release. So if you're getting tired, know that I've practiced these before class. Superwoman. Breathe. All right, just one, your choice. Block is single block up on that second level. Knees or no knees. Take it down for 1. Press it up if you can and lower down. Take your block to the lowest level. Hang in. Your choice. Knees up, knees down. Knit those ribs in. Down. See if you can press up. And fully release. Holy moly. I know, right? Shake it out. Good. Circle your wrists. Probably that is the hardest on the wrist, right? I mean, it is tough on shoulders, but to be in that position all the time is really challenging. All right, so take your hands, let's just do it this way. So take one arm out in front of you and turn the palm down and then lift up. Turn it down, and up. Turn it down and up. Last one, turn down, turn it up, turn down and hold. Take all your fingers back, including your thumb. Arm is relatively straight, your shoulder is down. Stretch it out. The other thing I've been doing for wrist and forearm strength is, I don't know if you were in class when we simply took a rubber band around our fingers and we're stretching out with the rubber band. So I've been doing that, trying to do that most every night to try to strengthen the lower arms. Good, shake it out. Other hand, so palm down, fingers up, fingers down, and up, down, up, down. One more, up, down and hold. Soften that shoulder down. Take all the fingers back and breathe. Good, and shake it out. Take the hands out to your sides. Curl a soft fist, curl the fists under. And then like your Hercules or the Hulk, I want you to bring them in, bring them in, bring them in. Reach them up, turn them around and up. Open, palms down, squeeze them in, keep curling, reach them up. Last one, open, palms down, curl, Squeeze and up and let go. Good. Come on down to your mat. I want you to lay on your right side. You can use your blanket, which I know we only used at the beginning of class. You can use that for your head if you would like. Kind of can be nice to do that. You're on your right side. Take your right arm out to the right. So pretty straight out from your shoulder. And then reach your left arm on top of it and reach the left arm past it so that you're almost face down from the curl of your chest. Big deep breath. And then slide your left arm back, all the way back your arm, cross your chest and open it out to the left side. I don't have room here, but you would open it into a twist. And then inhale the arm up to the ceiling. Reach it back across as far as you can past your right fingers. Slide the arm up, squeeze it across, open. One more time, lift up, bring it across. Really reach it. This time I want you to take that top arm, that left arm, rotate it till the palm goes face up and it's just off and above your left shoulder so that we can stretch out the left side chest. That's it. Move the left arm anywhere that you would like to stretch the left side of your chest. Any tight spots you feel. Relax your jaw. Good. Release your left hand. Either just roll to your back and then roll onto your left side, or flip over, whichever makes the most sense with where you are. You can use that pillow for your top arm if you want, or for your head. So you're on your left side and your left arm is straight out. Your right arm reaches past it and keeps reaching past it so that you're stretching that top shoulder. And then slide the arm across the other arm, the hand across the other hand, and open up your chest into a twist. Inhale the right arm up, reach it up far and across. Slide it back slowly, right? We're just opening everything back up until you're back in that twist, stretching your right shoulder. Inhale the right arm up, reach it across. This time I want you to take the right arm up and around, palm turns face up until you find that stretch for you in your right side chest. Find your breath. Relax your jaw, start to really settle in. We're almost done here. Just breathe, maybe move that right arm in a way that you get a little more opening in your chest. And then release your right arm, just come right to your back. Bring your knees to your chest. Keep your right knee in, stretch your left leg really long. And then switch sides, left knee in, right leg really long. And then release both legs. Maybe your blanket is under your knees or under your upper thighs. And come to Shavasana. If you are willing, you can take the arms into a really soft cactus pose just to open, do a passive opening with your chest and your shoulders after all that work. Find your breath, everyone. Find your essence. Feel and notice all of the things that make you, you. And remember the quote from earlier that your environment never shapes the person you are. It's simply your environment never defines you. That's it. Your environment never defines you. It simply gives you the opportunity to define yourself. Feel that as you settle down and settle in and soften to all that is true. Please stay in Shavasana for as long as your wonderful body feels the need to stay. When and if you are ready, go ahead and bring your knees to your chest. Curl them in, give yourself a giant hug. Rock to one side or the other, and then slowly, slowly, gently press yourself all the way up to your seated pose.